So that's kind of all the pros of this game. Now let's talk about, in his mind, like what he wrote in this article were the cons. And if you go to medium.com, search for Where the Water Tastes Like Wine postmortem, you can find this article. But ultimately it comes down to a few things. One, I think the way he said it, he took on too ambitious of a project for a person that had not built his own game before.
Yeah.
So like he didn't understand anything regarding the business side of things. He didn't know much about, like, he took on a game that he thought he could handle, but he wasn't an artist. He was a programmer.
Yep.
He wasn't a writer. So he learned all these things that were so heavy on like things that he didn't really have this like as much skills in as that. I mean, that he thought he could work on. And then he also had he said that testing was something that they didn't spend enough time on. Like
testing was a real big roadblock for him, because you think, I mean, as he mentions, you want to play test your game from start to finish, and not just from start to finish, but every nook and cranny from start to finish. His game's 10 to 20 hours long, depending on what you do. And I mean, man.
Yeah.
For someone up against a time crunch like he was, budgetary issues, some other hurdles that were just really
4 years in development.
Man. Getting accurate play
testing
tests.
These AAA titles are like 60 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
Play The Witcher from start to finish and get everything in there and tell us what's messed up.
And then play it 4 more times.
You have till tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. And he said the big thing they focused on was like functional issues and stuff like that. So like, did this thing break or did this shut down or whatever?
Yeah.
But like,
did this cause the game to crash?
Yeah. But what he didn't look as much into is pacing and repetitiveness and things that aren't bugs. They are just design concerns. So there was that, and then the fact that he lost 2 of his artists. Right? It was
lost 2 artists like at the same time. Like, you want to talk about timing?
Yeah,
especially when you're like doing something as daunting as making a video game, which is always against a time crunch and a budget constraint.
Right.
Holy shit. Like 2 artists at like you're kind of dead on arrival at that point. Yeah. From a number of other like video game industries. Like, if you can think of 2 main artists from like Destiny bouncing out at the same time, your game's done. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know when you say artists, like what does that entail? What that actually entails? Because I mean, yeah, you could just find more artists, right? Because Bungie has a general. I'm thinking of like general, like just graphic designing the actual characters and models and stuff like that. This is literally art. Like all of it is art.
It is, like actual painting shit on a wall style art.
Head on over to thegamer.net for a full podcast episode for our weekly game impressions and top headlines of the week.
That's one of me doing an interview. Here's one of all of us. We'll make some cool things.
Brett's also right here.
Like this video, subscribe, keep up with all the latest video game news and opinions that you care about right here on The Inner Gamer.